Right, I've got an underused match here against ElasticPikachu from the Serebiichat. He leads with Yuxi and I lead with Low. I need to go for Fake Out just to see if he's got leftovers or not, which he does. If he didn't, could have been his choice item. He could have a weather rock, he can have the light clay. If he didn't have leftovers, I'd probably switch a road. If he did have something like Trick and Tricky Chicken or something, he'll just get the item back, I guess, and be stuck in Trick. And I don't use items, so Trick doesn't really bother me. So I'll encore him into the Stealth Rock, and I switcheroo on the switch because I was predicting the switch, because it's kind of obvious he would switch out if he's stuck in Stealth Rocks. And luckily enough, he goes to Registeel, which is going to get burned by that. So I've got Meganium now, so I'm pretty sure I could take most hits, providing maybe a nice punch would do a decent damage, not a massive amount. And he decides to start cursing away. But it's still not a fail attack because he's got the burn, so I'm going to just go for the Elite Seed while he goes for a curse again. So this is looking quite good for me at the moment because, well, he's Registeel's kind of getting normal attack now, considering the curses kind of just ignore the burn at the moment, so he's kind of like neutral 0 level. I can't do any damage really to him with Meganium though, so I'm going to switch out to Slowbro. He goes for the rest, so explain why he's saying the curse, because if he's a Sleep Talk set with Iron Head, which is not the best move in the world, but at least does something. But yeah, if he's asleep and he Sleep Talks Iron Head, he's going to be ignoring burn attack reducing, so it's not too bad. But having the Elite Seed probably force him to switch out here into the stuff with Lantern. So I'm predicting the electric attack or whatever. I could have went to Meganium, but decided to go to Drapion because at this point I'm thinking this game looks like it might be a bit of a problem, so I'm going to try to get some Toxic Spikes up. May as well get them up now rather than later. So he goes for the Thunder Wave on the switch. I don't know if he was just trying to paralyze Slowbro or if he did the switch and just wanted to Thunder Wave something. But yeah, so he goes for the Thunderbolt, and this is my special defensive Drapion, so it's not going to be doing too much, especially against something else that's kind of more defensive than attacking base. So Lantern's not doing too much, and I've got my first layer of Toxic Spikes up. So I'm going to go for the second layer now, hope I don't get paralyzed. He goes for Surf, does still a decent amount of damage, and I'll get my second layer up. Luckily for me, he does not have any poison types or rapid spinners, so the spikes are there to stay, and 4 members of his team are affected by it. So go for the Whirlwind here just to hopefully get into something that'll be hurt by Toxic Spikes, which does happen. Torterra comes in and it takes a little bit of damage from the Toxic. So let's choke here, Fear and Earthquake. I got Meganics, it's the best thing I have to take an Earthquake, but actually goes for the Rock Slide. Possibly actually predicting the switch to first play Meganium or just like a levitate flyer to hit with the rock move. As Earthquake is kind of an obvious move to go for there, but obviously not. I'll go for Aromatherapy now just to let Drupion be a little bit faster, as I always avoid any full paralyzing it may have. And he goes for the Toxic here, so I could just Aromatherapy that way. I went for the Elite Seed to get more HP back. So at the moment, Toxic's not really going to be too much of a threat because I'm healing with Fleet Seed and Leftovers. Even though if I do leave it for a while, head damage will rack up and rack up. So he switches out to Registeel here, I'm not too sure why. I go for Light Screen, I'm not too sure why. I remember at the time I had some logic in my head as to why I used Light Screen, but I'm not really sure now why I actually went for it, never too much use. What's that? I can't remember. Reflect. Reflect would have been a better move, but you see here his Iron Head is not really doing that much anyway, so it's not a huge threat at the moment. So, and I know his only attack is Iron Head, so Slowbro will quite wall it a lot better because it has Slack off, so it could heal and chance it gets like a bunch of crits or something like that. And now getting the Elite Seed off is going to help more of us as I'm going to heal more, a lot of HP, just about the same amount as he actually does, just a bit under. So yeah, I got his Slowbro because it obviously resists the Steel attack. He wakes up and goes for another curse. Oh wait, is this his first curse? I think it's the only curse he got in the moment. So he went for Iron Head and then he didn't do anything in his second turn of sleep. I don't know if he misclicked or he thought he was going to wake up or something like that. But he's got the burn now, so his attack's kind of useless, but he'll probably just rest up again anyway. Yeah, so he does rest up. One thing I just find kind of funny is just the fact that Slowbro's that slow, it's still slower than a -1 speed Registeel, but Slowbro, it's kind of in the name, it's going to be slow. So, yeah. yeah, this match is kinda slow, it's a bit stally, and that, but I guess eventually it is going to pick up and get somewhere towards the end of the match. So Surf's not really doing that much, even with the late seed damage adding onto that. She actually seems to just do a little bit under what Surf's doing. But Surf is doing more than it would with Meganium, but I gotta probably actually was it switched to Hitmonlee, and he would easily enough be able to take it out quite well with a close combat. I think Hitmonlee would have done well against most of his team, but one, I've hardly ever used Hitmonlee, so I didn't really think it would be good to bring in. I wasn't sure how safe it would be to bring in either. Obviously, it doesn't meet the same HP and defense as a Slowbro and Meganium, but I'm pretty sure it would have been able to take at least one Iron Head and be faster next turn just to go for a close combat or whatever. So yeah, he's rested up full HP, and it seems like a big long stalwart where he dies just to go to Lantern, and it gets poisoned, and now it's going for Surf. It's not really going to do anything, and I can't really do too much at all to Lantern anyway, because I have Surf, Ice Beam, Slack Off, which aren't really going to be doing too much. I've hidden Power, which I'm pretty sure is Electric, which you'll just absorb, and maybe Grass. There's a slight possibility of it being Grass, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's Electric, or maybe some random hidden Power that's completely unrelated. It wouldn't really make much of a difference. So yeah, you get the Power Hacks of the Thunderbolt, which I think the only problem it may cause is the fact that I might be slower now. I think I would have been faster without being paralyzed, but I'm not 100% sure on that, as I can't remember off the top of my head how fast either of the two of them are. So yeah, it may or not knock me into the third change for the overgrow boost. I think he has, so I do quite a decent amount with the energy ball. I thought I might have killed otherwise, but he just barely lives that poison damage. And I know he's going to go for the ice beam now because he's going to get rid of Meganium most likely. So I just switched to Slowbro. Even if he does go for something like a Thunderbolt and predicting that, it's not going to be doing a huge amount of damage anyway. I should probably do a huge amount of damage, but it's not going to kill, I don't think, but probably allow something to revenge kill if he did go for a Thunderbolt. But if he did Thunderbolt, it wouldn't have killed Meganium, I wouldn't think. So here, I'm not too sure if I could live the Wood Hammer or not. I could have slacked off and seen if if I lived it, or I could just Ice Beam and killed it. But I decided just to switch to Drapion, let him take a bit of poison damage, he takes a bit of Life Orb damage, he takes a bit of Wood Hammer recoil damage, so that's quite a lot. I just got a low punny, it'll fake out, allow me to take a bit more poison damage, just freeze. I was taking the fake out damage, and I was actually pretty sure I'd be able to live a Wood Hammer, to be honest. So I'll go for Dizzy Punch just for some more damage. It's the only thing I could really do. He goes for Wood Hammer, and that is actually going to KO. It's a really powerful move, and that, and he does have Life Orb boost on the stab, so yeah, there isn't a huge amount of reason to live it. I think doTERRA has good attack as well. The punny isn't the most defensive thing in the world. It can normally take a hit or two from something that's not too powerful, but powerful is not very good for low punny. So he goes to Tauros here, I go to Slowbro. I'm not sure how much he's going to do. I was actually thinking he'll be Band-Aid or possibly Scarfed, but it turns out he's actually Life Orbed, and the video kind of lags here, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. Let's just go for Slack Off. I'm actually able to heal more damage than he does, so it's kind of a pointless effort just to try and keep attacking with it. If he has Choice Band, I think he may do more damage. Actually, I'm not sure. He's got Life Orb, so that's like a 30% increase. Add 20% on what he's doing. I guess that might actually just be close to being the amount of heal. I'm not 100% sure on that. So yeah, I'm just going to go for Slack Off again because it's me as well. It's the best thing I can do. I could actually go for a Surf, but I don't want to be at the low HP. But actually, switch to Yuxi, and I just waste a Slack Off when I could have probably surfed. But never mind. So I'm thinking you probably go for the Toxic here. So I just switched to Meganium. He may have actually U-turned, which he doesn't have, but as I kind of forgot, I could learn U-turn. But obviously, because he tried to Toxic me and I'm already paralyzed, it's not going to do anything. So Meganium sitting here quite happily. It goes for Psychic now. It doesn't actually do too much. It puts me down to 30 HP, but now the leftovers Unleashed Seed. I'm going to heal a decent amount of HP, at least enough to be able to withstand one more Psychic, providing it isn't a crit or anything like that. And I do live with 11 HP. I go for Energy Ball, which obviously gives Overgrow boost, but even with the Overgrow boost, it hardly does anything at all to Yuxi because it's a pretty defensive thing. and it's like a neutral attack anyway. So, he'll be able to take me down with the next sidekick, so I want to try to keep Meganium now. It may come in useful later if I can maybe get luck against Registeel and maybe get Elite Seed off, get Aromatherapy off. So I'll just go to Slowbro, he takes a sidekick, and he actually gets a special defense drop here, which kinda, it wasn't game breaking, it didn't like cost me the game or anything, it just kinda cost me Slowbro, I think, but kinda sucked, but it's nothing major, I guess. So it's just getting all this Elite Seed stuff. So yeah, I could have actually predicted that Toxic, but the thing is, even if I did, there's nothing I can do. I could have switched to Meganium, and then what, Meganium would probably go down to the Sidekick. Actually, I probably wouldn't, because it probably got healed by leftover Elite Seed, so it may have actually lived. But yeah, whatever. I get the Surf off and get a bit of poison damage, and he actually goes for Energy Ball here, which I didn't even realise he had. Um, but yeah, that does a lot more, especially when it's got special defense drop, so that's put me a lot lower HP than I was hoping to be. And then I've got the toxic damage as well, which just lowered my HP a little bit further. If I didn't have the special defense drop, I wouldn't have took as much damage from Energy Ball, and I think I would just be just above half, and I would be able to live this attack from Tauros, the double edge, just and get a slack off. I was thinking at the time I could live this, but I didn't. It takes me out and Slowbro's down. But he takes himself out as well, with kind of like what he did with Torterra. He just kills himself from either Lightfall or Recoil or the move Recoil. So it goes to Ninetales now. I go to Hitmonlee. We've not shown either of these guys off yet. He goes for Fire Blast. I forgot that Ninetales would actually be faster, but never mind. The Hitmons have decent special defense. I go for the Earthquake, and even for some bizarre reason he lived, I still had Sucker Punch, so I would be able to KO him anyways. I'm pretty sure a super effective Earthquake and a Sucker Punch would be able to be enough to take it out. And still I don't even get to use Porygon 2 in this match. So yeah, if I actually did this a lot earlier on, seeing he's at 3/4 of HP, at most it's a 2-hit KO at full HP, and maybe a 1-hit KO, but it takes him out, and I could have saved myself a lot of bother if I did that. I thought it wouldn't do as much as it did. So yeah, good game there, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.